What's up, party people? I'm MoserRS, and it has been a while. It's been, I think, close to a month now since I've made a video, and the primary reason for that is because there just hasn't been anything in Dekaron that has really inspired me to make a video. All the updates have just been a bunch of, like, kind of pay-to-win garbage that I really just don't care about. They had, like, this Year of the Rat thing, and the only thing, for the Chinese New Year, and the only thing that I could think of is, no, this is probably more like Year of the Wallet. And sure enough, followed by that, it's just a bunch of pay-to-win stuff. However, today, we did get an update that has some content in it, so I figured that I'd make a video and talk about it. This week's update is entitled Rudene's Rebirth. And basically what they did is they reworked the runes of Rudene, which is cool. I think all the dungeons need a rework, to be completely honest with you, so I will definitely be checking this out later. I'm not going to read through this all right now, but basically there's two different paths you can take, and there's new rewards for a new earring. From what I've heard right now, in crafting the earring, you need like a ton of cardia, which is kind of a pain to get. So like getting the max version of the earring right now is pretty hard. The earring is pretty decent though. I mean, I don't know how easy it is to get it, but 80 all stats, 3% attack, 3% monster damage tolerance, 4 PvE, not a bad ring at all, probably worth getting. Also, it looks like, you cannot be equipped together with the same Majestic. So you can't wear two of these. Hopefully it stacks with other earrings, so I don't know, someone will have to let me know if that works or not. So that is kind of the new piece of content that we got. Nothing crazy exciting, but I'll definitely be checking it out. In addition to that, the jump event has returned for level 170. So guys, if you're looking to get into the game, this is definitely the time to do it, because the jump events happen, a couple times a year, it seems like so far, and it's a good way to start the game. However, honestly, the jump event, I think for most new players, is not crazy exciting, because you get into the game, you get your level 170 character, you use all your items, you level up, and then you realize that, wait, I can't, get better gear or this without spending money. So that's a little, I think, discouraging for new players. I know anyone who I've tried to get to play runs into the same problem where they get to that level 180, they get the level 180 box, whatever, but then it's a bunch of time stuff, and you really don't end up continuing to play the game because everything runs out and you can't get anything else. So they should really think about reworking that. And of course, we have a bunch of D-Shop BS that no one cares about. Actually, apparently a lot of people care about it, but I don't care about it. The jumping package, actually, it's not a bad deal. You get a permanent unique pet egg, and you get a permanent mount. And that is honestly good. I'm glad that there's no random aspect there. I think a lot of players appreciate that. But of course, they have to add in their random box because, that's where they make all their money. And keys, yada, yada. Yeah, I mean, they're offering fairly good deals, but guys, it just shows that they're desperate to get you to, spend your money without actually giving you real content. So think about that when you spend in the D-Shop, just saying. Now, I did see this, and this kind of upset me, I'm not going to lie. It says, this week marks the end of an ongoing event which doubled the drop weights of Anger's Ghost and Insanity Fragments. Huh? I don't remember there ever being an event where the drop rates were doubled, and honestly, even with the double drop rates, they were actually pretty decent. For once there was something in the game that you could farm realistically, and they're like, we're gonna shut that off. So that seems really weird to me. I don't know how I feel about that. I really hope that they reconsider this. And I know with this patch they actually broke the drop rate in general. Angers aren't even dropping, so they'll be fixing that. But I really think they should just go back to the original drop rate that was this doubled one, because honestly, it made it possible for players to farm stuff, and you could at least exchange Angers for Graces and try to get weapons. If you take that away and make that take even longer, it's just going to make it even harder. Not a fan of that at all. And then they do have some XP rates going on, so this is actually pretty OP. They've got 200% right now, and then 300, and then 400, and then 500% for the week of St. Patrick's Day. The only thing is last time they tried to do something like this, they crashed the server, so I'm curious to see if they can actually make this work or not. And then they updated something in the UI where you can move target windows around. That's just a quality of life thing. The Heavenly Hunt has been extended. Don't really care about that. And this last piece of information that I actually thought was pretty cool is this. Lastly, Team Dekaron is taking this opportunity to remind our community that we take an aggressive stance on privately run servers. Aggressive stance? First off, that is not true, because this is the first time I've ever seen a post about taking anything on private servers, which personally I hate private. I don't hate private servers, but I don't support private servers. I just, from my perspective, anyone that's stealing intellectual property to make money, I just think it's thievery. I don't think you should be doing that. It's someone else's property. You don't own it. You shouldn't be making money off of it. Just personal opinion. But to say that they're taking an aggressive stance, it's like now we're taking an aggressive stance, because before I haven't seen anything like that. So I'll be really interested to see what comes of this. They say regardless of where and how these are operated, these servers are willful violations of copyright law. 100%. I completely agree with this. And to take action against those who appropriate our intellectual property. Yeah, it's not their property. It's illegal for them to make money off of it. And it's illegal to even run it. Now, you're never going to completely shut down private servers, but I do think it's cool that they took a stance here. However, I've seen a lot of false things in the past, and I just, or like non-backed up things in the past, not specifically with private servers, but I just will be really curious to see if anything actually happens with this. I'm not going to keep my fingers crossed, but if they did, I think that would be pretty cool. So, and they're thanking people who play the authentic Dekaron experience. I think it's funny that they make this post about private servers and then they start the jump event. So they're kind of like, hey, we're going to stop private servers. Come start your level 170 character. But to be completely honest, guys, I can't blame people for wanting to go and play private servers because of how monstrously pay-to-win Dekaron is. Like, it is so reliant on money. I mean, there's a lot of content you can enjoy without spending money, but as soon as you want to get into the best aspect of Dekaron, which in my opinion is the PvP, you will not stand a chance unless you pump probably thousands of dollars into your account. Like, because you're just not going to be able to compete with the people who have spent all that money. Like, it's just, there's a huge gap in strength between the paying players and the non-paying players. Yes, over a very long period of time, you can probably get fairly strong, but you're never going to compete with someone that spends money. It's just not going to happen. And given that the population of the game is kind of low right now, even trying to farm stuff and sell stuff is very difficult. It's like, oh yeah, I can go farm Angers or Nire Scrolls or Insanities or whatever, and then I can sit in the game and spam trying to sell it for weeks on end without a single buyer because the game's population is low. And that's the problem. So it's like, yeah, you can tell me it's realistic, but it's not. It's really not realistic at all. So unless they make some type of a change with that, I really don't see them getting any support from the players that are currently playing private servers. I mean, just think about it. Like, it's just not going to happen. But yeah, anyway, sorry, I got a little bit of a rant there. Yeah, here we go. Rudene's Rebirth. I will be checking out this dungeon. I'll probably make a video about it, but other than that, not too much going on in the world of Dekaron. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments, and until next time, take care.